I spoke the other day about how I want a larger barbecue, and it's because you can't fit the sausages on. Look at the size of the sausages in France. Big chipolatas. Woo, spitting at me. Turn that down a bit, I think. You gonna have your peanut butter sandwich?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, it's really nice, like when you've sorted out your kitchen yourself and it's yours and you know exactly where everything is. It's so nice just being able to, when you've got into the swing of things, like when you first get in a camper van, you're just banging your head and everything. So it's uneasy. And getting endless bruises, but as soon as you get used to your own van, that's it. You know it. I like it. Simplicity of life.
The key is to constantly put stuff back where you expect it to be. I think so. My shorts that I wear for bed get put in a different place every night.
Where
Even
have you put them now?
I know where I put them. I'll tell you where I put them.
I bet you put them somewhere else.
I have now, somewhere where you won't be able to find them. Put them under my pillows, which I then put on the duvet,
Yeah,
and then
needs to be moved every now and
it doesn't. Anyway, we're having a lovely holiday. How are you finding the fridge? You've gone. Where have you gone?
Oh,
How are you finding the
something
fridge?
else away. Yeah, the fridge is great actually.
Loads of space. I like the
Yeah.
fact that the door opens because the kitchen has got this little cutout. The door opens all the way around, which is loads easier for loading.
I think I'm going to get crouched down so you can see what I'm pointing at. I think I'm the only person who's come to France and actually brought their own pan au chocolat.
Which we've not used,
Which
funnily enough.
obviously we've not used because we're in France. So I don't know what malfunction happened when I bought these, thinking we were going to need them and put them in the air fryer, which are great, but obviously they're not fresh French pan au chocolat.
No.
Idiot. So I've just wasted loads of space in here. However, we do have chicken dippers and all sorts in here.
I'm sure Harvey will finish them off later.
Yeah. There's loads of space actually. You just got to be a bit more... Yogurts, that's right. Lots of yogurts, fromage frais. As long as they're not the mousse fromage frais, because that's a...
Yeah,
That's
the
a
world
definite
ended
no.
when we gave him one of them.
The world did end. Did you remember to get milk, Sean?
Nope, forgot. We need to get some sort of better solution. At the minute, we tend to buy a pack of water bottles, use like the first sort of 5 of them, and just keep refilling them with water. So I think we probably need to get some better water, just some reusable bottles. I know these are reusable, but there's no point in us buying new ones every time. We might as well just get some actual bottles that are a bit more permanent and just fill up with water each time.
Yeah.
Because
We've got loads of flasks and stuff as well that we're using to fill with water.
we don't drink the water from the tap, that is fed from the water tank, because we only use that for... What's the horns all about? Those are horns in the background. We only use that water for cooking and for boiling, like cups of tea and washing, that kind of stuff. So on the note of the tap, one great thing is having hot water when we've been on the campsite. So I've only wired it in, if you've seen the previous video where I used the Bobble Vans water, I wired in the Bobble Vans water heater. I only set it up for when we're on grid at the minute. It is going to be able to work off grid. I've just not got around to wiring that up yet. But it's been really good actually, just having hot water. When I first put it in, I put it on hot but not on the maximum, and we soon run out of hot water actually. So I have been I've cranked it right up and it's loads better. We have tons and tons of hot water. If you have it on full hot, it's way too hot. It just means, because I was a bit concerned at first, I thought if we install a shower in here, surely that's going to go cold very, very quickly. But yeah, now that it's on maximum, it'll be absolutely fine. Plenty of water. Once you start mixing it with the cold, it'll last for ages. So that's really, really nice to have hot water. Basically, it's just been on almost continuously. We turn it off occasionally, like at night time and stuff, but it's just been on most of the time. So you just have hot water on demand.
Right, well, I think it's time that we actually did a look around what we've actually done in the van, how we're living in it, because that's one of the most important things, isn't it, really? You could make a conversion anything, but if it's not suitable for you, then what's the point? So I'll show you what works for us, what we're thinking about the future, and we'll take it from there. But let's do a tour of the van first. Now, if you're like us and your only venture into speaking another language has come from very basic GCSE French, then you'll know that your only conversation piece will be if someone asks you what's in your pencil case.
Bonjour, dans ma trousse, il y a un bic, une gomme, un bâton de colle, une règle.
Or if you need to ask where the nearest library is.
Où est la bibliothèque?
That's hardly going to be enough to actually immerse you in the local culture and really experience travel in a new country. So this is why we're excited that this video has been produced in partnership with Rosetta Stone. One of my favourite features of the Learning app is how it prepares you for actual real life scenarios and actually divides them into individual courses. So if you're a bit of a foodie, you can choose the dining and vacation course, or maybe you're more concerned that you might have to deal with an emergency situation. There's a course for that too. The courses are great because they immerse you in the language so that you learn through pictures, audio and other interactive activities. I find this way of learning so much faster than learning through pure translation. It also teaches you proper pronunciation through voice recognition tools so you know when you're saying it right.
Une piqûre.
Une piqûre.
Une pilule.
Une pilule. So by using the link on the screen now, or in our description below, you can get 60% off the lifetime Any 25 Languages package with Rosetta Stone, which gives you lifetime access to any of the 25 languages on the app. Or if you prefer, you can also take advantage of the lifetime one language offer. All of this you can see through our link on the screen now and in our description. It's a great investment, so please check it out, and thank you to Rosetta Stone for giving our subscribers this deal and helping to create this video. So as you'll see, we don't have a electric step or anything like that. We've just got the step that we basically turf out, but it's very necessary. And then on the end here, we've got our lovely Thetford fridge. Now that is great. It's quite nice because it opens all the way around. So even if you're outside, you can still access things. And it's got a little freezer compartment. Oh gosh. I mean, if it falls out, does that mean I have to eat it? As you can see as you go in, we've got Lena here, just chilling on what is our sofa essentially, but it's also a bed, but it's also 2 passenger seats. And on the floor I put just a bit of carpet down really. Sean has boxed in the bottom of the rock and roll bed, but under there as well is the heater, and we've got the boiler at the back, so it's all hidden underneath, which is great, but also easily accessible. So this is our lovely seating area. We basically use it like a sofa. Lena's there at the moment. Hi Lena. That's a really nice area, just nice and snuggly. Nice and snuggly. We've got a few bits around it. Got this nice little hanging plant here. This guy. Some lights around it. Just a toy above for Lena, because like I say, this does change into passenger seats. So this is where Lena and I sit when we do travel. And then up here, nice little sunflower decoration. Then at the front you can see we've got captain's chairs that swivel around. There's stuff everywhere. Sean and Harvey have just gone swimming, so there's just stuff everywhere now. A bit of storage in between the 2 seats, not much there, and then we put a few bits behind the seats, but not a lot. It's actually quite convenient just to use this as a bit of a shelf. And then above, we've got more stuff. Just in little shelves there. But what we quite like, I know a few people have used this as storage, this top bit, but I have to say it's quite nice having it as a full height. You don't always bang your head. That's something I don't miss about Californias and things. There were times that I was always banging my head. So above the seats you also have this brilliant unit from Van der Moon. Right there, Lena? Brilliant unit from Van der Moon. This has got endless pockets, like they're all Velcro as well, So pockets under there. This is all really useful as well for when we're travelling. The fact that I can just reach up and get stuff out of here. So I've got like tissues in this one. I can't remember, shoes maybe in that one. There's like sun cream, shoes, endless wires. Oh my goodness, there's so many wires. But that is so convenient to be able to get it from there. And then more storage up here as well. Can't even remember what's in these ones. But then, of course, you've got the main unit, which is tons of storage. So we've actually put the kids' clothes, we've got like Harvey's clothes, Lena's clothes, bed clothes and things like that. And then I've got some of my clothes here. I say some because like I haven't got all my big heavy jumpers and things up there because, I mean, you don't necessarily need them when you're travelling to somewhere warm, but you will need them when you get back to the UK. So then we've got medicine, that kind of thing, so it's not accessible from the kids. But yeah, really, really great unit. I know a lot of people said, oh, you're going to get really annoyed by having to zip it all the time, instead of being able to just open it. That is not even remotely true, because these pockets, for anything that's like we need straight away, we just get. So it's simple, really simple. It's brilliant, honestly, really, really good. And what I really like as well is when the kids are jumping around, Harvey in particular, if he bangs his head on this, it's soft, he can't hurt himself. So far, no injuries as a result of that unit, so I think it's brilliant. And I will put a link in the description below as well so that you can have a look at the website. But we've got another 2 of these storage units at home ready to go in, but they're going to go in at the back, I think. But yeah, that's going to create a lot more storage for us. I don't know what she's doing, but she's having fun, whatever she's doing. Anyway, we've also here, Sean's done this lovely surround here, but also we've got blackout blinds that fit perfectly. I mean, if you don't have endless toys in the bottom, they would fit better. I will remove those toys, obviously. There's a bit of a good storage unit for toys and things. At least it's not like things can fall down it. Lena loves it though. When you open the window there, she loves like looking out and waving at people. As long as she doesn't fall out of it, that'd be great. Oh look, there you go. She's just found the other compartment. Well done, Lena. That's a nice chew toy that you've got there. Maybe don't chew Daddy's phone. No? Maybe don't chew that? Yeah. So I was actually trying to hide that from her. But anyway, in here is a little cubby unit. Inside there you can see there's a little USB-C plug. Now that is a super fast charger. That's really good and really handy to be there, a little cubby hole. I think this area here is probably one of the most finished areas. And it looks great. Oh, I should mention as well, we've got a skylight above. So although these blinds, the ones here, haven't got fly screens on them yet, we might be able to do that at some point. The skylight does actually have blackout blinds and fly screens like that. So that's quite nice, and also the lighting up there as well. And as we move around to the side, you can see our beautiful kitchen unit here. Now I've already spoken a bit about the fridge. Again, that's easily accessible from this side. Really useful. And I'm glad to see no more ice creams have fallen out. Then on the top here we've got 2 burner hob. For some reason you're seeing only 1 burner hobs in the Californias now. I don't know why, but 2 is very useful, I find. Then we've got our sink here with this that can pop out. Quite often I'll put that there and put the dry thing, I don't know what it's called, where you put clean cutlery and stuff like that after you've washed them. You put it here to dry. Drying rack, whatever it is. So we've got the sink here, just a few bits in there, nothing exciting. We had to buy another plug because we lost ours. But then we've got this lovely tap that Sean's done, and it is hot and cold running water, which is amazing. What a revolution for us. And then we just got a few bits around the side, hand wash. I've put a towel up above. I mean, you can see that this bit is quite unfinished along here. We still have things to do there, obviously, but for the time being, I've just put these pretty little things up and some fairy lights, and I don't know what these are. Got them in like a Kinder Surprise for the kids. This is quite useful for when you're travelling. Something to catch the bugs, and then obviously fire alarm, that's useful as well. So yeah, this is the kitchen. This was Evo Design's kitchen. Oh, and Sean's also put on top here, if you can see, little plug there, which is really helpful. And because it's raised up, you can plug anything in because the plug goes down the bottom. I know a lot of people put the plugs in upside down for that reason, but ours is okay. Anyway, here we go. We've got, so on this side is nothing because that's where the fridge is, but on this side you can see, so here is where the sink goes down, and then cutlery drawer and a few other bits and pieces. Then this one here, it's all our cups and plates and things, and the Ridge Monkey, of course. Some very retro mugs, if you remember our old California camping days. That was our really old logo. And here, these are really big drawers. I mean, you can see the size of them. So lots of storage in there. You can get big jars in there as well. So that's really helpful. In the bottom drawer, I've got, well, lots of things. Pots and pans and things. And again, you can see how deep it is as a result of being able to fit all of this in there. Oops. She said. Right, and then we've got a massive storage cupboard here, which at the moment I've basically just got a basket in, and then it's got like cereal boxes and things like that. Ideally, because there's a lot of wasted space above it, we might be able to put a shelf in or just get a bigger basket basically. But I didn't have the time before we came away. That was one from our old, well, one of our current prams. I should say that kitchen has been amazing, by the way. I love the amount of storage that we have. We definitely have enough storage. And there's 4 of us living here, and obviously we've got baby as well, so we've got to have baby food. So we're making, you know, 2 different meals at least, so one for the adults and Harvey, and one for Lena, sometimes 3 if Harvey decides he doesn't want what we want. So yeah, having all that storage is plenty for what we want, which is brilliant. This was interesting to me recently. I was thinking about this, where we've got on board the iPads when we want to distract the kids, basically as a third parent because they're brilliant. But where we've got the iPads instead of like a TV, it's interesting because a lot of other caravans and things like that, you know, you see plenty of these on site that have got big satellite discs and all sorts, whereas, you know, we are quite happy with the iPad and some internet. So, you know, instead of spending a lot of money on a satellite dish and satellite subscription and all of that stuff, I guess like the newer generation of campervanners and that kind of thing will be just taking iPads with them and maybe getting things like Skylink. Is it Skylink? Starlink instead. So you won't need like TV brackets and things like that. I mean, we haven't thought at all about where you would put a TV bracket in here because we've got the iPads and we can just pop them down anywhere. Anyway, let's move a bit further back. So next to the kitchen, there is actually another Evo Design unit going in here. In the meantime, Sean has just built this very temporary unit, so it's just basically a bit more storage space on top. And then I've put this on. It's actually velcroed in to make sure that it can't move whilst we're driving, so we don't have to remove it each time. So it's velcroed at the top and at the bottom, just to make sure it's literally immovable. But then we've got loads of useful stuff like wipes and sweets. Also, you know, these sorts of lights for at night time, white noise maker for the baby, that kind of thing. Also behind here we've got our kettle. So underneath that, you just move the stuff out of the way. I just bought this unit here. Sure, I'll put stuff away, hang on. There we go. Right, I just bought this here. That's just a laundry basket from Dunelm. Oh yeah, a little light for at night time when you can't see anything. This is just a storage basket from Dunelm. And it was really cheap and it fits perfectly in that space. And actually, underneath it you can put the kids' toy box, but for the time being, obviously it's out for the kids, so we can just use it as a storage box. And it's great to have something you can just chuck stuff in. So we've just got loads of random stuff in there, like toiletries and all sorts that we need on a regular basis, but we can just throw in there. But it's great. But also next to that is where we store the ladder, or the steps, sorry, to get up onto the bed. So that's convenient that it just slides in there. I'll just use Velcro when we're travelling to hold it in place. Velcro is so useful. Right, so then you can see the step, and then just behind the step is access to the garage. Next to that is Sean's very clever little compartment for our table. I'll put some footage of that up.
This is the table that I've built. So it's just a couple of boards of pine that I've just screwed together underneath. And mainly because I couldn't find one bit of pine that was big enough. This isn't going to be the final table because, as you can see, it gets loads of stains on it because it's not been sealed and all that kind of stuff. And I quite fancy one that matches the bamboo of the kitchen worktop. But these are quite expensive and you have to get them made to size. They're not as straightforward to cut down by me. So what it is this is a bit like a lagoon table leg, but it's a cheap one off Amazon and it seems to be fine. This was about 50 quid rather than 200 or 300 quid for the lagoon one. You basically just pop your leg. You have to mount this at the bottom, and I've mounted it on a bit of wood so it brings it out away from the framework of the rock and roll bed. You then put this leg on here, another leg on, and then you just pop your table top on top of that. And you can swivel it, you can put it in a few different places. At the minute, obviously, Harvey's having his breakfast with it there. But yeah, I just wanted to get a rough table size, and then we'll decide whether it's too big or too small. I actually think I've probably got it about right, amazingly. It seems to work quite well. You can swivel it and have it like there as well. So if there's a couple of you sat at the, like on the sofa, you can use it like that as well. And then eventually I might try and mount another one of these bits over here somewhere so that you could have a little table in between the two seats, but we'll see whether it's worth it or not. It might not be worth it, and it might not be very easy to do.
But the table's great, it really is. And yeah, that just sits in there. I've just put that on to stop the kids from hurting themselves. And then next to that we've got our compostable toilet from Trellino. And that's great again. Not a cent from that. Really good. We do really like that. It's impressive that. This is eventually, this area here, and why it's not been done at all, is going to be potentially a shower unit or just a segregated area just to leave the toilet in there. And we're not entirely sure we need a shower. I mean, let us know in the comments if you think that we do actually need a shower. Not like right this second, obviously. I had a shower earlier on today, I think it's fine. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you think that we actually need a shower in the van. Because of a lot of the travelling that we're doing at the moment, we're staying in campsites and staying, in airs off-grid and that kind of thing. But we're never that long, like, away from a campsite. So, you can go a couple of days without a shower, that's not a problem. I mean, we might be able to just add a little shower unit, like at the back of the van, and that'll solve a problem, won't it? Then you could have a shower if you wanted to, and then we wouldn't have to use all of that space just for a shower unit, because it does seem like an awful lot of space that it takes up. So I don't know really. Let us know what you think. So right at the back you've got this enormous bed, which is obviously fixed in place. Little windows either side. I've made some sort of rubbish curtains for it, but they're all right. Funnily enough, we actually sleep 3 of us up here, and one of us in the bed in this area where Lena is at the moment, because this does turn into a bed as well. But it's just where I co-sleep with Lena, and then it depends on whether Harvey wants to sleep up there with us as well, or if Sean ends up sleeping up there with us as well. Thankfully, it's a king-size bed, and Sean has built these amazing little storage units to the side of it, which are great, but it also essentially doubles up as like a bit of an extra bed, so you can sort of stretch out a bit and just put this is quite soft on top of that, and then if you do roll over onto it, it's not the end of the world. Sorry, I don't think that was that clear about where everyone sleeps. So actually now what we do, so we have some patented Cabunk bunk beds that we put over the front seats. So not only do we have the large bed in the back, we have the bed that Sean generally sleeps on, which is where the sofa area is, so that changes into a bed, but also we put these cab bunks in, which gives us 2 more beds for the kids, and I'll just put some footage in of that here. So we actually have 5 berths in this van when we want to. It's just sometimes our kids decide that they all want to come in the back with me, and then they might insist on daddy coming back there as well. So sometimes it is quite a squeeze, but we do have 5 beds. There's storage at the back as well, more Van der Moon units. Again, they are fantastic. I wonder if we should get, there's like ones for the top as well that have got like little pockets in too. So that might be quite good. But there's wiring at the back there, which is eventually going to be like little reading lights and things. So there will be better lighting back here. But yeah, I have to say, in general, we're really pretty happy with how it's going. And it's so nice. This is genuinely like a dream come true for us, this van. Having our own self-build, and you know, we can change things. If anything breaks, we know how to fix it. There's so many benefits to this. It's a lot of work. I mean, I can't even, Sean, you will have seen in the videos, if you watch them, certainly you can go back and watch them now, but you will see how much work Sean has put into this, and the amount of times that he's had to come home from work and go straight out to working on the van whilst I'm looking after the kids. You know, it's a lot of work on both our parts really, but it is worth it. The fact that we have this now at a point where we really can go away properly is just incredible. Lots more to do of course though, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because you'll get to see the rest of our journey on this, and how we decide to go with the bathroom, what else we decide to do to the van. We've still got tons that we want to do. We need to put an awning on it, need to finish off all these bits, put more storage in the back. Yeah, there's loads, absolutely loads to do, but we are at a point now at least where we can start using it properly, and it looks kind of nice in parts. I think this bit looks really nice. Looks very homely. Can you see that? With Lena just chilling there. Oh, it looks so nice. A few pillows there, I love it. Scatter cushions. Who doesn't love scatter cushions? To say whilst Lena's asleep up there, so I'm going to be really quiet. Oh gosh, don't wake up. So to prevent what's about to happen, where she rolled out, we've got this very clever device here. Which you just pull up and clip into place. And now she's safe up there. Perfect.
It's actually our last night here tonight, and it's about 8.5 hours to get back to Caen. We've got 3 nights, I think it is, to get there, and the ferry leaves at 2 PM on that final day. So obviously absolutely straightforward 8.5 hours over that time period, but it is a little bit trickier when you've got a 1-year-old who, she's travelling okay, but she's not sleeping for as long as we would like when we're travelling. So I think what we're going to do tomorrow is just play it by ear really, and just travel up. I've actually paid for the Park for Night app. I've done a monthly thing, and I'll just cancel after this month. I can actually filter the results on Park for Night for 4 stars and above motorhome airs, and it just means that I can find ones that should be okay. And I think we'll just travel and just see how we get on, try and get a big chunk of the journey done tomorrow. I don't really want to do like multiple 3-hour days. I want to do a big chunk tomorrow, then we can chill out for at least a full day. But it's a bit of a shame. It is a real shame to be leaving this site, because it's been really, really nice and very, very relaxed. But work gets in the way.
Lying awake with the sound of an emptiness you left behind. Trying to sleep, but the silence is haunting this room every night. Oh, I wish the sun would rise the clouds pass by. I didn't want to say goodbye to you, but you're gone. I don't wanna close my eyes. It feels like I'm falling down, falling down.